What is going on, my fellow Halo fans? Your boy Patman here, back again with another Halo Reach video. This is going to be an update about a blog post that 343 came out with, and it is a long blog post, so get ready for a decent sized video, but it covers a lot of great information, including a lot of the issues that I was worried about, especially on the PC side of things for the launch of Reach. We are now less than 10 days away from Halo Reach launching, guys, so get the hype train going, hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this video and like these kind of news updates. But besides some of the issues that I was worried about at launch being basically alleviated now, we're also going to go into some new information that 343 was talking about, especially with the unlock system. And for all you forgers out there on PC and on Xbox, there is really good news coming for you guys, and I can't wait till you guys react to this news. So comment down below, let me know how hyped you guys are for Reach. And without further ado, let's get started on the topics of the video. First thing up is the mouse input issues, or the input delay. And as far as right now, 343 is confident that the overall mouse input will be greatly improved over what many of us experienced in Flight 3. And if any further improvements are needed, they will continue to work on it and go ahead and flight those post-launch to the Halo insiders. And the thing to note, 343 said that they're looking more towards a live service model, so they're looking to really crack down on bugs and feedback from players and squash those in a very timely manner, so that is really good to hear. Now, a lot of people had issues with the amount of aim assist on PC when using a controller, and as of right now, 343 said they're currently not planning to make changes to auto aim when using a controller on PC. They're currently investigating the best way to handle different input types, and if they make any changes to the magnetism and aim assist, it will close some doors, as in maybe crossplay between Xbox and PC, they've noted that before, and also create a new set of challenges to work through. 343 also notes that they have heard from the community about a suggested opt-in feature, just like Modern Warfare, and they're discussing the impacts this would have on matchmaking by splitting the population and increasing search time. So obviously, I would expect them to wait until launch, see how the population is, and go ahead and go from there. They also note that these kind of changes would also need to go through flighting for additional feedback and validation. Onto the variable frame rate option, and this is a huge one. So as we all know, on the 360, Reach was made to run at 30 frames and even struggled there at some points in the game to reach 30. And on the recent Flight on PC, there was a variable frame rate option that actually increased mouse input delay, which is actually the opposite of what is supposed to happen. When you have a higher refresh rate, your mouse input latency should go down, not up. Well, I'm really happy to report that variable frame rates will be included at launch again. They took it out about mid-flight because they wanted to identify the problems with the mouse input latency, and they restricted the game to 60 Hertz or 60 FPS. And people were wondering, after the vagueness of the last blog post or the Flight update post, if this kind of thing was going to be included at launch or not. And this worried a lot of the PC player base. I know on console, for us console players, 60 frames is already double what Reach was, and that's good enough. But for a modern PC title, variable frame rates, or at least something above a 60 FPS option, is basically the norm, let alone for almost a 10-year-old game like Reach. So I definitely understood where people were coming from, and that should have been included at launch. But like I said, happy to report that it will be included at launch, and based on the Ring 1 and 2 flighting going on at 343 right now, things are shaping up nicely. And just like everything else, 343 said they will continue to monitor this post-launch and will be looking forward to player feedback. Now, another thing that was noted in the flights was audio issues. So this basically is not going to be completely fixed at launch, but it's going to take some time to improve the overall experience, and the work is already underway. When it's ready, they said they will flight to test the fixes prior to making the update to the title, and they're also going to cover the Reach audio journey in a later blog, and of course, your boy Patman will have that covered. But they did recently fix an issue with dynamic audio that they saw some of the community report, and this fix will be ready for launch. and has been reported to be improved in the current flighting going on internally at 343. The next issue they covered was server latency. This was a big one, and I've already confirmed on the last post they made that the servers are getting upgraded for the launch of Reach, so that is already good news, and they've already have several improvements made before the launch, but they feel like this is an area that can always be improved on, and of course they'll have to wait for player feedback to see how it goes, but this is something that is going to be a work in progress throughout the lifespan of Halo Reach and hopefully for the rest of MCC. Now, they're also planning to speak about this on a later blog, so of course I will cover that one as well, but they also note something about a server selection. I thought this sounded really cool. So they said that they understand that players from all over the world want to compete on equal footing and that they have work to do to improve the server experience for players in some of the regions that Halo is played in. But beyond the improvements of just improving the servers, they also want to offer more choices in how players connect to servers in Halo MCC, and they're looking for ways to offer players a way to specify their preferences. But 343 noted that they have to find a good balance between load balancing servers, ensuring a healthy matchmaking population, while also giving players more ways to choose where they want to play. So I thought all that was interesting. Onto the push to talk. So at launch on PC, push to talk will be bound to the V key, and pressing and holding this key will enable the mic to talk, while releasing it turns your mic off. They plan to expand on this further post-launch, and they're also looking for a way to enable push-to-talk on console, but as far as push-to-talk for console, your mic will be live all the time for now. Now, as far as VSync, in some scenarios not functioning properly, or in some cases not appropriately being turned off and adding additional input latency, they believe to have fixed that issue, and will discuss more of that in the future. And 343 also noted that they believe to fix all these stuck in menus and miscellaneous crashes that were reported during the flights, so that is very promising as well. Now onto the progression system and the seasonal unlocks. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here, so stick with me because there's some really interesting things here. So 343 noted that with the MCC relaunch basically and Reach coming to it, they wanted to improve the aspects of the original Reach system by separating player XP and currency, promoting gameplay in line with team goals, and also reducing the grind to unlock customization and making it clearer what the unlock path is, along with centralizing where all the unlocks come from. So they basically said too that it should take far less time to go ahead and get all the unlocks in Reach than it did in the original 360 version, so that's really good. But they do recognize, it's just something that I also had some feedback on, that the current implementation doesn't deliver on one aspect people liked about the Reach system, which was greater choice in the unlock order. And they said that they are looking for ways to address this in the future, which is awesome to hear. Now, with the most recent flight, a lot of people complained about the progression and that it took too long. They made some adjustments based on feedback there, and they feel like it's more in line where it should be for launch. Now, as far as the unlocks, they said everything that was ever playable in Reach on the 360 will be included, including things that were previously tied to pre-orders, limited editions, and limited time grants. They're even digging through the vault to see what else could be possibly offered at a later time. Now, as far as the first season being based on Halo Reach, they will of course have more seasons in the future for the other Halo titles as they launch on PC. When a season changes, you will not lose progress, season points, or unlocks, and of course the season passing is free. You don't have to pay for it. You will also be able to earn season points across multiple titles. You don't have to play the season that is themed for that title. Another thing is they will be bringing more ways to earn season points via challenges in MCC, so that is exciting, along with all new items in Halo MCC in the future. And they also added a basically preview of what you are unlocking in the seasonal menu, which was not in the flight, so that is new. I'll show a picture of that on screen for you guys here. Basically before, it didn't even show what you were unlocking, it just told you what it was. It didn't show an actual like preview or picture of it, so that's nice, a nice little quality of life improvement. Now finally, let's get into the Forge stuff, and there's even more in this blog post, but I'm probably gonna do a separate video on it because I don't want this video to get too drawn out. But there's a lot of cool technical stuff that they broke down, but I really want to talk about the Forge things. So if you didn't know, on PC, Forge in Theater will not be available at launch. It's coming at a later date next year. On Xbox, it will be ready on December 3rd. However, if you participated in the file share migration from the old version of Reach, then you will have those files ready for you on PC and on Xbox, so that is promising. Also, uploading to a file share will not be available for PC at launch. So there is a new basically add-on for Halo Reach Forge and MCC, and they're codenaming it Thorage. And this feature is still in development right now. It'll be finalized after launch and will be released to Xbox and PC simultaneously. This is also currently planned to be a feature for Forge World and Tempest. I'll show you guys a picture of all the new items that are going to be available in Forge, but basically they're also peeling back the restrictions around budgets and object type quotas from the original version of Reach. So basically a budget increase, that's a hugely requested thing for Forge, so that is really exciting for the longevity of the game and for the creativity of the Halo community, because we all know how creative the Halo community is. So for object type quotas, originally there was 89 quotas available, and MCC with Thorage, they're currently going to have 141. So basically each type of block, vehicle, weapon, all those kind of things has its own quota. And 343 also noted that they're still finalizing these additions, so there could be even more stuff added by the time they release the feature. But this is just so exciting for me. This is what's going to make Halo Reach last a long time, especially on PC. It's going to be the modding community and the forging community. Forging community always gives Halo its legs well into the years and years that these Halo games last. So combined with mods, this is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see what people come up with. I'm not that creative, but other people are, and I just can't wait. So we'll be covering a lot of cool content on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, and December is going to be huge for the channel. Thank you guys for the 1,000 subs recently that we hit. So excited, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So if you're still here, thank you so much, guys, and I hope to catch you guys on my next video. And until then, I'm your boy Patman, and I'm out.